Hey folks, welcome to the channel. This is going to be one of those videos. That maybe goes a little bit longer. Someone asked about the volume of my mic. I'm trying not to shout as much. I shout all the fucking time. I'm a loud person, right? I don't know why it is. I just speak that way. Sometimes people think I'm angry. Sometimes people think I'm screaming. No, that's my normal tone of voice, but I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to change that, so a little bit of patience as I try to adjust this. Also, I have 3 different channels in case you don't know, and my voice really can't put up with it. Sometimes I feel, I'm doing fine, but I really want to change how much I scream all the damn time. One of the things that changed when I moved from Argentina to Ireland as an adult was that we found ourselves shouting a lot. I will never forget, we were in a grocery store and we could hear each other fucking talking among ourselves in a supermarket full of people. And Ireland, so not full of people, but people there. And people were looking at, why are these fucking lunatics shouting? That's how we talk. We're just loud. We're loud South Americans, right? So yeah, trying to change that. I'm gonna talk here about someone in particular that I saw a channel. I'm not gonna show the person. I'm not gonna show the channel. I'm not gonna show any of this. It's a channel about a woman that cuts basically wood. I think she's from Canada. That's as far as I'm gonna go, because in spite of I'm not a mean person. I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want anyone to feel bad because of anything I say. And especially, I don't want anyone that is already going through tough times to feel even worse for anything I just said. But this is a channel that I've seen a couple times, mostly because of wood, because of cutting wood, splitting wood, using axes, that sort of thing. And it was, of course, caught by the algorithm and suggested. And, it basically looks like a very happy young woman with everything in life aligned for her, pretty. And again, not interested in any of that, just interested in the wood stuff. But because you saw it one time, it keeps on getting suggested. And when there's something like very specific that, a title of something that I'm interested in, I may have clicked on it maybe a couple times or whatnot. Now, recently, I saw that video pop up again because I clicked on something regarding cutting wood, and of course, recommended it again. And I watched it a little bit more and heard this young woman talk about a little bit more about her life, and I realized what the title says: the smiling, sad people, the smiling, miserable people, really miserable on the outside, but putting a happy face for everyone outside. 1 second Googling, and this is what you find. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. And there's a lot to be said here, guys. We have been tricked into thinking that accepting yourself is everything but. The people there in the background, maybe a stock photo, I don't even know if these are real or not. There's people like that believe that they have finally accepted themselves for who they are, when exactly it's the exact opposite. You could not accept yourself for who you were, and you desperately try to change that. Does that make you a happy person? Sure, I'm super happy now that I'm my true self. Well, you're definitely not your true self. You're something else, right? And statistically speaking, and the numbers never lie, you're definitely not happy people. In spite of what you may think, because of the topics I cover, because I'm usually pretty grumpy, I have a fucking dark sense of humor, so I get that. Again, we're all different and whatnot, but I get all of that. On the inside, I'm just, cotton candy and unicorn farts and all of that. I'm a super happy person. I have everything figured out in life, believe it or not. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I knew exactly what I wanted to do in life at a very early age. That's exactly what I did. Those were my priorities. Living the dream. Couldn't be happier. A lot of that is, that little Dad's Day, and that stuff over there, right? the family, the kids, the wife, all of those things that I've always wanted. I have them, and I couldn't be happier. And I'm thankful every day. Over 20 years later, still super happy about that. So yeah, that's all there is. There's really not much more to that. But listening to this young woman living in a forest, I think in Canada, young woman living in a forest, cutting wood, so pretty healthy, natural workout stuff. She was talking about, well, everyone is getting married or having kids or getting a divorce, and here I am on my own, and no shit, lady, no shit. Of course, because at the end of the day, as boring as it may sound, you were supposed to find a man, have a bunch of kids, worry about them, deal with life and shit and whatnot, and that's how you would have found true happiness. That's exactly what you were designed to do. You were designed to do just that. That's what you were for in this world. I don't care what else you think about life, religion, identity, all of, you do whatever. The simple truth, that's what you were supposed to do. You're a living being. If there's one thing every single living being has in common, you're supposed to be born, grow, reproduce yourself, fucking die. That's your mandate as a living being, no matter if you're a damn mouse or a human being. And there's of course massive differences. The mandate is still the same. Just like you have basic needs with every other living being and every other human being and everything else, we have some basic needs. The thing that actually fulfills you, it's going to be the same thing. And I get it. People are different. There's going to be someone, Seth Rogen, the comedian guy, the actor, producer. No, I see my friends with kids, they're miserable and whatnot. I'm super happy with no kids and smoking pot with my wife. And we have a great, okay, that's awesome. That's still not what you were supposed to do in terms of who you are. Are you a human being, yes or no? Oh, yeah, because this thing of we are all super wonderful little snowflakes, completely different from one another. Yes, sure, snowflakes are all different. You're a little snowflake, right? You're a little spark of stardust. I recently did a video about, something that I recently learned, that in the moment of conception, you literally spark into existence. It's incredible. Had no idea about that. Learned that a couple days ago. Did a video about just that. Of course, you're not going to see this in mainstream media. It goes, imagine having on CNN talking about how the moment of conception is specifically narrowed down to the millisecond in which you have literally a spark of life. How would that go in a debate about reproductive rights? Yeah, not very well, right? We better not talk about that all that much. The idea of your soul appearing when you come to existence with a spark of light, scientifically speaking. Yeah. But that's what you are. And we may all be little damn snowflakes. We're all different. There's not one snowflake like the other. They're still all just fucking snowflakes at the end of the day. And if you bunch them all together, you make a snowball, and it's all kind of the same. This means that at the end of the day, we're all pretty much the same in terms of what we are, essentially speaking. And that is also the giant clue. That's the elephant in the room as of how you find fulfillment, how you find happiness. I get it. Life can be a bitch at times, and the cards for you may be different. Shit happens. People may not find someone to build a life together, have families and whatnot. We talk all the time about the economy as it is, how expensive everything is, how expensive having kids is, finding the right people. Yeah, literally the clown show mentality does not help. But listening to this woman, that one of the things I notice is she smiles all the time. So she's in the forest splitting wood, looks young, healthy, fit, happy, but she's everything but in terms of the happiness thing. She's not happy. She's obviously not. Just smiling all the time does not mean you're happy, right? Just means you're fucking smiling. Maybe you're just a smiley person, right? That's great. Laughing is great. Smiling is awesome. Feeling good is great. How are you on the inside? And I cannot find a better example than the bunch of human beings here in the background. Again, stock photo probably, but nonetheless, there's people that really think that this is their true self. This is my true self. No, you're actually denying your true self by engaging in all of this. And there's political and social and evil agendas in play and whatnot. But listening to this young woman, almost about to cry, in spite of the smile, I was reminding that, yeah, lady, you're not doing what you were supposed to do in this world. That's why you feel that way. It is that simple, as complex and beautiful and everything you want to talk about. At the end of the day, the thing that brings you the true happiness is just that, right? Doesn't mean you cannot be super happy doing other things, but if you're missing that part, it's gonna bite you in the ass. It's simply the way it's gonna be, or even far worse than that. There's people that really, really struggle with it, and I get it. But if you are a young person watching this and you have fallen for the damn mind virus that is the woke left-wing globalist evil damn anti-family agenda, don't fall for it. Really make an effort to find someone to live with. Really make an effort to have this, which obviously this person was really missing. You have the little cabin in the woods. You're splitting your wood. You're doing your wood stuff. You're smiling a heck of a lot. You're doing well in terms of money. That's awesome. That's great. Still, there's something really missing there. There's something really, and it's that hole. It's obviously just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually it's going to be something all-consuming, which you may well survive. And you may still have a pleasant enough existence as it is. You were supposed to find a guy, form a strong bond with that man, have a bunch of little fucking kids running around in the woods, and that's how you have found true happiness. Oh, but my sister is married to this ass. Well, she married a fucking asshole. What do you expect? Oh, but it really comes down to that. And for people that, for whatever reason, just don't feel that like it's in their cards for them and whatnot, dude, all the respect and good, all the positive vibes in the world. Do as well as you can. But when it comes down to that, 2 + 2 still equals 4. The numbers still don't lie. The numbers still don't lie in terms of how certain people end up doing in life, short, medium, and definitely long term, right? The rates in which they stop living themselves are beyond contestation, all right? And the joy in their lives is obviously, in spite of all the propaganda, in spite of all the marketing and lies from the mainstream media, from the very evil, sinister groups of interests, looking to make sure you don't have a family, looking to make sure you don't have any kids, looking to make sure that you only focus on being a productive little slave, and a productive little slave that will one day become stardust again, okay, and have no one to inherit anything that you actually managed to accumulate in this life. Make sure that after that damn 50-year mortgage, that property goes back into the bank and goes back into the market and goes back into another little slave. And the interests are all quite obvious. The idea of making people dumb, stupid, not understanding how the world works, how they're being really manipulated and tricked into things that are not in their best interest, glorifying the self-destruction of who you are as a person, the idea that you were born in the wrong body, the idea that you were, I'm just so different. No, you could not be fucking any more copy-paste of just yet another confused, sad individual. That's what you think is your true identity, and it is not. It was always the same thing. It was always super basic. You were born exactly the way you were supposed to be. Nothing has changed. And because your woke fucking lunatic mom or dad or whoever is influencing you convince you that you can, I was listening to another one of these moms convincing their little child that he can be a little girl when he was in fact a boy. It was a mom that was boring and needed to find acceptance and find any kind of recognition and have like a little bit of a spotlight here. Please, me, please, just a little bit of, let me put a little bit of a light on old little me. Please notice me some way, and I'm using my child to make that happen, or believe you can make that happen, at least in your sad little mind. You're just destroying your child's life. That's all you're doing. Children are not confused about any of these things. A little boy has no question about what he is. A little girl shouldn't have one either. Girls are definitely more vulnerable than boys in terms of how they're easily influenced by their social circle, especially at very young ages. This has been more than scientifically proven time and time and again, right? Both vulnerable, both very vulnerable. Little girls even more so. No, even a little boy will not resist the mind games and manipulations from a very confused, disturbed mother. So yeah, but guys, I just wanted to do this video because I saw this person that I've seen for a bunch of years in little thumbnails and always with a yippity happy attitude, and it was kind of soul crushing to see how everyone is having kids, everyone is getting married or getting a divorce, and here I am doing my thing. And as much as it's obvious that you love doing your thing, whatever that is, for this person or for anyone else, whatever the thing is that you love doing, and I love doing my thing and the things that I'm passionate about, and you probably do that too, it does not change the facts. You are what you are. You are here for one very clear, specific reason. And if you don't fulfill that mandate, if you don't do what you are supposed to do here, there's a very strong chance that whatever joy you find, how happy you are, it's gonna be a shadow of what it could have been. So take this as you will, depending on the stage in life in which you are. And there's always ways of enjoying life and making your social circle, and that's one of the other things. If it's not gonna happen for you in terms of family and whatnot, the friends, people, neighbors, community participating in that, there's people that have wonderful, very rich lives doing that. Still not what you were supposed to do. Still not the original biological, religious, whatever you want to call it, mandate that you have as a human being. Okay, guys, take care. Have a great day. And as always, if you want to learn more about preparedness, maybe more in the practical sense of all of this stuff, you have my books, which you always have there in the links there below. You have my children's book, which I would really love if you give it a shot and check it out, and especially read it if you're lucky enough to have kids. Read it with them and let me know how that went. Okay, have a great day. Take care.